Hey yo guys, what's happening? It's your boy Araine TJ back again with another episode of Just a Thought. And today I'm going to share an interview / conversation that I had with my friend Renaldo from Trinidad. And he talks about what it is he did to build his company from the ground up, how he started, how he got into the visual field, and he'll explain a little bit more about what he does. He owns a company called RM Visuals, and this company deals with footage of different types, and I'm gonna let him describe it to you, and I'm gonna get right into today's episode. But yeah, so Renaldo, boy. Renaldo. So alright everybody. Alright, so usually I just be like, hey yo guys, what's happening? Boom boom boom, it's your boy Rain back again. Bam. Right? And then I usually just dive into it, right? So alright guys, so this is my boy Renaldo, right? And I was just telling Renaldo in the car that I remember him from church. From way back. Crazy is plenty of the people now who I still mess with from Trinidad, no matter what country they in, is people who we was in Sunday school with. You, Joshua Prescott, Danny. I don't know if you remember Danny.
Yeah, Danny, yeah.
Right.
All them.
Yeah, you still talk?
Yeah.
Good.
Cool.
That's what I do too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, we had built some kind of bond in church, boy, dog, boy, and I really think it had to do with Uncle Kenneth.
Yeah,
and how he always wanted every now and again we have our boys only, the girls do it, and we had a really bond from then, boy. And it's the questions, two people in particular, the questions that you and Prescott used to ask, boy, and the way we used to talk, and next man too, Quaid.
Yeah.
I used to the questions Quaid used to ask in church, boy. I used to really he have a mind. Right? And you went to CIC and we had very passionate conversations and debates and things. And I would look at, because when I started trying to make music, you was doing that too. And you was the fella I was coming to borrow mic and thing. And I used to look up to you in that regard.
Yeah.
And then now, years later, 10 years later, you have your drone, you have your RM visuals. I remember when you started your RM visuals too. And I went and checked your website. I really wanted to do things, but like I say, with 1 week, we ain't had that much time.
To beat up.
But when I
visa, no, I can fly anyway.
Yeah. I know if I...
If I up there, if I down here. So
Alright. That's good to know. So I watch your website, I watch your portfolio, I watch your work you do. And I say, dog, this man really doing something.
Yeah.
You're doing something.
Yeah.
You're coming far. You come far and you're going far.
Appreciate
right?
It.
So what I want to ask you here on camera for anybody listening is, one, how you end up figuring out that visuals is the way for you to go.
So the thing about me and visuals, right, is that I wouldn't say it wasn't supposed to happen, but it wasn't something that I wanted to do. As in, when I sit around home and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna nah. What happened was, our brethren, Zillig, the little Z on Instagram, and he used to DJ back then. And I used to mess around, as you know, with like music and thing. And I used to do like some kind of editing and shooting, but it wasn't anything serious back then, right? And he wanted to move his DJ career from just like doing parties to like doing something bigger, because he's a very innovative person, right? And he was like, he wanted to do like create like a character kind of thing, I think it was, where like it's not like your Major Lazer is, so it's like you create like this platform where you're not just a DJ now, like you're experienced now. And I used to go by him to practice how to DJ, because like I was trying to like elevate my music, because I find like it like you gotta find different ways to promote music. So you can't just like rap, or you can't just like sing. You gotta like come up with something, man. You gotta like, I don't know, do graphic design or something to like get different networks of people now. So anyway, so I was learning to DJ by him, and then he had an idea where he wanted me to do his cousin wanted me to do Zillig wanted me to do to help him create social media content for his cousin. Right? His cousin has a business, and that business involves doing like events and that kind of stuff. But not during the event, but like you see those big LED screens, pyrotechnics, confetti, the CO2 cannons and that kind of stuff. So he wanted to capture to show, hey, this is what we businesses do, right? It's actually one of the biggest special effects companies in Trinidad and Tobago, alright? And that was the plan, right? I do him a little thing, I would help him out with that, and it so happened that when I started, the first event we shoot, alright, wasn't even an event for his cousin, right? And it was, I think it was called Pump Olympics, yeah, and that was with Scorch. We shoot that and we didn't know nothing. Like, we had one of them T4i or something like that. We didn't even know what a memory card was. Like, we had a little micro SD and put it in the adapter. We didn't know what frame rate, we didn't know what resolution, we didn't know nothing, right? We had one of those, and then we had, I think, a camcorder or something like that. And that that video is still online somewhere. If I play back that video just real engaging in terms of like what we did with people. We went up like we didn't know what we was doing us. We were just doing things like just capturing, and then I edited, delivered, and they did really like it. And then from there, I think I understood that there was a market for what we could do, which was to create video content that showed you what took place at the event. Because I wasn't sure what was happening in terms of other media production at that point in time, because I didn't really it wasn't my goal, right? So I didn't know what was going on. But in terms of what people commented on, what they liked about the videos, what I ran with. So with that, it turned into, all right, cool. This is a new platform for me to engage with, and it has some money in it. So let me see what can happen. So it's really just me trying to help out my brethren, and then I end up here. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how that start though. You know, you're just young and doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it happened to work out for you.
Yeah.
That's
it didn't have to work out. Like.
Cause they could have not liked the edits.
Yeah.
But because they like it, then they get another call or another.
And I think so. So two things, right?
Mm.
One, because of how I do things, not in terms of just video, like just as a person, because of how I do things, I think that when I touch things, something good is gonna happen because I put a lot of passion. Like this interview is just impromptu. Like I was coming to check here, and then you explained to me that you was gonna do like I thought you was the person in the interview. They were interviewing you, and you interviewing them, and then I was like, well, now let me just do it, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't just come to interview and be sloppy and like I even waited. I wasn't supposed to wear this today.
I swear you
like
were.
I put this on because the only clean jersey I had today. so you know,
it would go though.
It would go.
Because now RM visuals is a serious thing. It really is. Boy, when I watch your website and I see your rates and I see your portfolio, I say, boy, it's a real serious thing. Yeah. It's a real serious thing. And I like what I'm seeing. I want to know what are the challenges you had come across though, because alright, so you and your brethren was doing it. Mm-hmm. You and your brethren still doing it, or is it a you thing and you have employees?
Right.
Like what going on now?
So Zele is my boy for life. Like that's my dog, alright? Real love that man, alright? And at first it was the two of us, but then when in life everybody always would have like they want to have their own thing, and that was me. I wanted to have my own thing, and it was a struggle to do that separation because we built so much together. But now is a blessing because like he could literally do whatever and I could do whatever, and if we need to collaborate, we just collaborate, and it's just like love now. So in the first like month of trying to separate, I ain't gonna lie, it was tough. Right? It's like you're breaking up with a girl, like arguments and all kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And now, like, that was probably like what, like you said, like 5 years ago or something like that. Now, it's like he has selfie space, right? I think it's just selfie space on Instagram. And that I really love selfie space. Like, it's a space where they have like sets. So every season, they have like say seasons for the year. So like you see now it's Halloween, they might, well actually no, they don't no sets for Halloween I think. But they do like a season for the next couple of months and they do sets in the building. So when you come, you pay your entrance fee or whatever, in case you pay for a photographer and that kind of stuff. And you go to different sets and you could take pictures in the set. So it's like a cool place to go on a date. It's like a cool place to if you have like a birthday or you have like a newborn baby and you don't want to like kind of think about, okay, we had to book a photographer and then we're just going to take like what basic pictures on a white background. Nah, you have a fully built set with like lights and props and all that kind of thing, and you just have to pay. I think it's like, I can't remember the exact price. I don't want to give it away, but if you go on Instagram, you'll see it, and you just come in and you just like anything. I think and then they have collaborations as well. I think they have for like birthdays, they have you get a cake and you get ice cream. Like they have a signature ice cream and they have like a signature cake or something like that. It's right in Woodbrook, no not Woodbrook, Mokoraku, opposite Mileage Mac. So hold on, I think you asked my question. I think I lost track.
No, it's alright, it's alright. I was talking about how I was asking the difficulties,
right.
If both of you still together, so you'll explain what he does.
Right. So yeah, so that's what he does, and then he does photography and he does videography as well. So we still work together, but just more in a collaborative sense, and then that's just still my boy. And in terms of like difficulties in general, if it was one thing I would say would be a difficulty is just learning how to navigate people, because like shooting and editing I find is easy, right? I mean it takes skills and that kind of stuff, but you see navigating different personalities, like some people don't communicate as much, some people prefer to communicate over the phone, some people do like emails, like learning all those different things and understand how to navigate them, I think is the largest difficulty. And then after that now, I would say understanding that shooting and editing is like 2% of the business. The next, 98% is actual business, like accounting and taxes and registration for things and having bank accounts and having your documents in order so you could fly. And then also just being able to be mobile and knowing what equipment to buy, because like you might want to buy a camera, but is it important to purchase that camera now, or should you buy a new editing machine? Like is the money going to go further with the editing machine, or is it going to go further with the camera?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And because I don't have like there are people in my circle who I go to for advice. So like there's one of my brethren's name is Ajit. He's based in Toronto. He has a company called Mind Blow Cinemas, and he's really big out in Toronto. He does like weddings and his main, well, at least from what I remember, is his main thing is live streaming. So he does probably like 300 live streams for the year in terms of like weddings and that kind of stuff. And he has a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience. I would go to him and I'd ask him certain things. But then because of the kind of person I am, I like to figure shit out on my own as well too.
Right, like we were saying in the car, it's a lot of problem solving.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the problems you're trying to find out.
Yeah.
Wait, 1 second there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was bothering me too.
Yeah, I was like, no, this thing building up for.
Yeah, I didn't even know where it was.
Nah,
it was all 40 times.
It just built up and crescendo. But okay, so the problem solving, I see that now. Like, I see that because I've had to wonder those things too. Whether it's with the camera or the new computer to process more faster, this, that, and the third, right? And what about like drone, for instance? Because I have the Mavic Air 2, right?
Yeah, me too.
Alright, how you go about editing that? Because I look at your footage and I look at my footage and I say, but that thing looking clean, boy.
So I've always had that compliment, I would say, of this man footage always looking clean. And I think if I was to put it into words, I think it would be two things. Alright? One, I think you see when you're exporting from whatever software you're using, in the earlies, I paid attention to understanding one, my exporting settings, and then two, the the platform I'm posting to. Because what I did realize in the early is, so honestly, I still deliver videos in like 720p and 1080p, right? I kind of gained away from the 720, but that's only in the past like year or two. But the 720 was because Instagram did this thing where if it is, yeah, boy, what the best quality, you go ahead, render out in 4K. Instagram will be like, no, we'll turn it to 360p. So your 4K is going to get super squashed down. And remember, they don't have a rendering platform, so they just compress it. So the fidelity, the footage is going to like drop, right? And so I think that's like understanding that they're gonna compress it anyway. So let me get a clean enough quality that's already small that you don't have to compress it much. So the fidelity of the image remains intact now. And then I think the next thing is just how probably I shoot. Because honestly, you like my work, right? But because I shoot every single day, edit every single day, I honestly can't see my work. So I don't know if my work looks good or not, right? I go by what I would say is like the numbers in terms of I observe what looks good and then I edit based on what looks good or what feels good as well too, alright? But in terms of the other thing, there's two things, right? The first one and the second one is I think I have a good eye. So like in this room here, how I would shoot this room will be different from how you would shoot this room. And I realize it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, right? Because I have a brethren called Jamil, right? Jamil is Happy Life Entertainment, right? And Jamil and me are very similar in terms of mindset, but his style and my style are different, right? So my style is like clean, uptown, expensive, crisp, right? His style is more raunchy, more vibrant, and more like free, right? So at times I shoot with Jamil and I struggling, right? Because Jamil is like, don't worry though, it will look good. But when I looking at the frame, I'm seeing things in the frame that I wouldn't like to see. Like so like you come in this room and I see a little cord on the ground, I would pick it up. Jimmy would be like, don't pick up that dog, leave that there, because that adds to the realness of the room now, because that's how his style is. So when he posts up the video, I'm like, you was right, because like it didn't look like shit, like it looked real, alright? So I think it's because of how I see things is what helps it look clean, and then how I export things is what helps keep the fidelity of the content.
I'm gonna try that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I will let you know, man.
Yeah.
Them look. But okay, that sounds real good, dog. And I mean, the fact that all of this is improv, I don't really have a million questions for you.
But you're asking good questions there because, you know.
Okay.
That's a real good question.
Alright, thank you. I like that. Because
Yeah.
I really was wondering about it, and I really watch your videos, dog, and I watch the pictures as well.
Mm-hmm.
What camera you use to take still images?
Well, my still images, so I don't do photography professionally.
And wait, before you finish, is it you doing the still images as well?
So job wise, once you do any kind of professional jobs, I would book a photographer. So it might be one of the persons in my circle. Alright, it varies from time to time, but right now is a young lady called Karen Salandi. And she does all my photography work, whether it's events or like photo shoots for like weddings or like couples or whatever the case, I would go to her. If it's not Karen, and I would go Karen because she's really good to work with, like a really cool person, very friendly and just easy going, and just like it's one that are wrong. Yes, one like people who just like they're good at what they do, but it's just normal too. They don't know arguments, no weird shit, right? And if it's not her, honestly, it would be Zillig. Like Zillig is like incredible at his work, like, and his passion for photography, and like the thing about Zillig is he's just like very innovative. So like, and he's not lazy. So that's how you put your book, and like they would fall short because like the time. Nah, Zillig is like me, like he would grind it out until he get the shots that he wants them. But yeah, in terms of photography, if it's not either two of those people or somebody else, I use a Panasonic GH4, which is a pretty old camera right now, but that was actually my first DSLR camera. I get from a brethren of mine. He was leaving Trinidad to go and study and stuff, and he sold me all his equipment, and I save up every last dollar I had. I buy everything from him, and I use that camera to upgrade to what I have now, which is the GH5S. But I wouldn't use the GH5S to do photos because it's more for video, and it has like a 10 megapixel sensor, so that you can get that much detail. The GH4 I think has a 24 megapixel sensor, so it isn't great because it's also a micro four thirds sensor. But what I like about the GH4 is that it gives me a very kind of interesting look to my images. I heard somebody describe it once as like a digital film grain, where like the image, because what happened with the GH4 is the sensor is so small, it struggles in low light situations. But because of that, it has grain in the shadows. And once you go in Lightroom and you play around with it, I feel like it gives this kind of look that you wouldn't get in another camera. So it's not the best quality, but it gives you a nice look. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And sometimes it's those little tips, or it's those little things that you ain't planned for that give you the sound, because I can't remember which musician it is or was, but I remember watching a musician say something similar to that. Like, it was Ski Mask.
Right.
He was talking about when him and XXX first started, the sound that they had, that everybody had was because of the mic they had. They had a shitty mic, a crappy mic.
I think I heard that too.
Yeah, and it's the mic that gave the quality that everybody knows that for, the sound. Yeah. So that's cool to hear too, on your side as well, even in the visual. Yeah. And it's not just some famous person saying that on TV. There's somebody. So, alright, that's cool to hear. I mean, you have any questions for me though? Because I feel like I'm about to run out.
Like what is a day-to-day life for you like?
A day-to-day for me?
Yeah, in general, like.
In general, I wake up around 2 to 3 a.m. And I spend the first 3 to 4 hours of my day. Sometimes I procrastinate, but I like to check my email, and just do any little thing, like play a little video game, maybe watch some celebrity news or something on YouTube for the first 3-4 hours of my day. Because I really believe humans need about 2 to 3 hours every day, conscious, by themselves, not sleeping.
I it's crazy how you say that, right? Because I don't do it right now, but my goal is to wake up at least by 3 a.m. and start my day just like that.
Yeah.
Like take those couple hours to yourself to like do things or whatever the case. Because something I was reading, I think it was actually 50 Cent's book. And
that too.
He was saying that he does, like, he wakes up early and he goes to the gym or something like that. And like he's in a constant state of like work, so sleeping early and waking up early is like it works for him now. And then I researched like other successful people, and they also always claim
it works. It works. They all say it, and I really think it works, because by the time I get to, because I start going to 2 hours early as well. I'm supposed to work 9 a.m. I just be in work 3:30. Okay. I mean 6:30. Right. Because if I waking up 2 o'clock, I'm not sitting down till 7 to wait for work, dog. That's not me. That's wasting real time. So I'm doing. Add up. I'm doing what I can, check my emails, the little things that I probably won't do when I come home. Do them in the morning. Then I walk my cat in the backyard almost every morning, or else he go cry and make a noise, and plus he eat grass. Right. So that part of my routine now. And then I'll go to work 2.5 hours early, and every time I go in, I already energetic to some degree. I had time by myself. I was able to meditate, think, talk to my creator, and that is how my body warm up and acclimate itself to the day, right?
Yeah.
So I ready to seize the day before the sun even rise.
Yep.
Then when I get to work, they telling me I too energetic. Or even if they don't say it, you will see it in the way they move, that they groggy and they slow and it's too early for this, it's too so you don't wanna hit the day, hit the day, they wanna ease into the day,
see,
and they never really reach the climax of it.
Because by the time you reach it, you're done tired already.
Exactly, you're tired of the troubles of the day. So I like to hit the day as energetic as possible, and somehow I could stay energetic 23 out of 24 hours. That's just how my thing. I actually checked my blood work. It real weird. Normal person supposed to have like 300 to 400 milli or micrograms of B12. I have in the teens, bro, like 1400. I don't know what it is, but something about. I have a lot of B12 in my blood, and that's I don't know if you know about B12 supplements energy and
right.
Maybe it's that, or maybe it's the slap on my foot my father would give us 6 a.m. to get up and work, or maybe it's the QRC lifestyle. We had to wake up 4:30 in the morning, get ready to go to school. Maybe it's the Caribbean upbringing, because now we're living in the States and everybody I talked to had a very different upbringing to us here in the Caribbean. Very different, very laid back in most cases, and like sleep is their favorite thing. And I think I sleep only when the body needs it, dog.
Like sleep is a tool for me.
It's a tool. Same thing with food. I went out with somebody and they eat for fun. And I'm telling them,
I can't do that.
I don't do that. I only eat for necessity. Food is energy. When I run out of energy, then I'll stop and eat because that is time. So you asked about my daily routine. My daily routine is wake up early, like I say, 2 to 3, then I go to work 2.5 hours early every day and do other people's job, but at the end of the day, I'm not doing it for them, I'm doing it so I get the 2.5 hours extra pay so I could then finance my goals and dreams. And then when I come home from work, sometimes I'll walk my cat again, then I'll come back upstairs, take off my clothes, whatever. I might go to the gym. I'll try to go to the gym every other day. And then I'll immediately start editing. Whatever it is I have, whether it's drone footage, because I do like 5 YouTube channels right now, but I don't really promote all of them under my own name. Because another thing I realized was that your friends, it have the exception, like these people, Lerone and Soleil, them is the exception, right? But then it have a lot of friends who, they'll be your friends, but they won't support your goals and dreams or your movements, right? But a stranger will. Like if I do a print of a drawing and I pass it to my friend, boy, $10, he might not buy it. But if I see a stranger on the street, I might not even offer it to them, and they're like, boy, I'll give you $20 for that. You see what I'm saying?
And I learned that you could do 2 things in life, right? You could, well, this was still recorded, right? And we talking for a while now.
No, that's fine, bro.
Alright, cool.
Good, we have been. Longer than I expected. A recording.
No, wait, record.
That recording sound.
No, how long is it?
28 minutes.
Alright, cool.
That's one thing, though.
I don't keep it too long as well.
No, we wrapping up now. Yeah.
Some
chicken in the toaster. I want to burn. I think about it the whole time, dog.
With that energy.
we're gonna wrap it up soon.
Right, I was going to tell you 2 things I learned in life, right? You could take things personal, right? Or you could find a way to navigate. Right?
Exactly.
So at times I'll be like, so I personally don't find like people support my work, right? As in, I get bookings based off of, like, I'm not popular, right? I'm not that guy who's like, ooh, like, you walk into a room and say, ooh, look, Renaldo. I'm not that guy. I'm very, nobody don't know me, right? But I get real good bookings in terms of payment and in terms of relationships, right? So, I'm like the behind the scenes, like, mover, right? So, that would bother me sometimes, like, how come you can't, like share my videos and them kind of thing. And what I learned is you could take that person and let that eat you up. Alright? Or you could do what you do is you find a way to navigate it now. Which is you push a brand but it's not underneath your name. And you still get where you want, just in a different way. Otherwise, you're gonna do what? You're gonna argue with your friends all the time about sharing things. They're gonna share it because they're feeling forced to share it. They're gonna support it because they're feeling forced to support you. And that creates a stupid energy that you just don't need.
Yeah.
Right? Or I can get all the success I want, just you probably don't know you're supporting me. And we still could remain cool because like I understand the human mind and how human behavior is. Sometimes it's not really a matter of people being bad, you know. It just is, because I've experienced it too. Like, you have a brethren and something chemical in your brain is just fire off and be like, I want to buy them tickets, you know, but I don't know, like, I don't know. And you can't explain it, so therefore, it's difficult to talk to your brethren about it, like, why you're feeling this way. So, as a workaround, you just find another way to get your brother to support you, and he will fully support you without even knowing he's supporting you, and you get where you want.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, man. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I do those channels and not under my name. And believe it or not, you will believe it because we just say it. The ones not under my name grow faster than the Araine YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I come home from work, I edit drone footage, sports footage, or gaming videos because I game replay and thing. Whatever it is I had to edit, I'm working on music. That was a thing I was doing constantly, but I didn't know how to mix and engineer properly.
Right.
So I slowed down to master them things, but I'm still working on my music constantly. I just don't put on nothing because I wanted to reach a certain stage. And because all of this that I'm doing is for passive income, so that one day I could leave my 9 to 5 and work solely on creating content.
Right.
But that's my daily routine. That's what it is I'm trying to do with myself. It was real nice to catch up with you though.
Yeah.
I thought I'd come down to the wire and I wasn't seeing nobody else. But out of the last 3 people, now it have 2 people that I won't get to see.
Right.
So thank you for coming through.
No problem at all,
Thank you for doing this improv interview.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best, dog.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, boy, dog.
Yeah, man.
Alright, guys, so there you had it. That was my boy Renaldo talking about his journey being the CEO or the founder of RM Visuals, how he got there, the friendships he had along the way, and the people he talked to for advice and things like that. And I mean, some of it is really good advice, like especially the one with how he exports his videos and taking the time to know the settings and learning the software that you're using. And that can really help you. Instead of wasting space to put out a 4K video or time, you can just know the platform you're putting it out on. And if it's something like Instagram, which he said, and what he said was right, you know, Instagram already compresses videos to 720, I believe now. So why try to export an Instagram video in 4K? It's just not gonna work, right? So tips and tricks like that from your boy Renaldo really helped me out. I hope he helped you out. And that was today's episode of Just a Thought. Thank you for listening and have a great day, everyone.